So today we are going to talk about the filter function in DAX. So first of all, we need to understand when do we use the filter function. So the simple answer to this is if you have any kind of data set and out of that data set, let's say you want to focus on a particular subset of the data, then we use filter function. For example, in the given data set, we have got data for the different categories, electronics, clothing, furniture. But let's say I want to focus, or let's say I want to do the analysis only for the electronics data. Then I will use a filter function to filter out only for the electronics data and do my analysis. That's why we use the filter function. How do we use that? It's very easy. Let's just say that I am creating this table, and within this table, let's say I add the product. Okay. Now, out of these products, so there are 5 products which are reflecting here, but let's say I want to focus only on the electronics category. Okay. So what I'll do, I will create a new measure. How do we create a new measure? Just go to this, click on this modeling tab, click on the new measure, and let's just say that the name of the filter, let's call this as filter measure. Okay, so that we can easily remember this. So let's just call this as filter measure. Okay, and the next thing that we want to do is use the calculate function, because we cannot directly use the filter function. So we'll use the calculate function to get started. Within the calculate function, we are supposed to provide the expression. So what is the expression? We will do the sum of what? Sum of, let's say, quantity. Okay, and then I close this, and the filter now I want to provide. So I'll use the filter function here. Let's say the name of the table is sales. Okay, so we know that's the name of the table, the sales, comma. Now what is the filter expression? So as I said, we want to filter out the data only for the category that is electronics. So I will just select the sales category is equal to and provide electronics. Okay, so now let's close this bracket and I'll click enter. Now let us try to have this new measure in the dataset and let's see what happens. So I'll just add this filter measure, and now as we can see, we are able to see the data that reflects only for A and C, because if you see, electronics belongs to product A and product C. So that means the filtering is happening, right? Now similarly, this is a simple filter table, so we can do the same thing when it comes to the other visuals as well. So using the filter function, we can also create the new tables as well. Okay, and let's say this is the entire table, and let's say I want to create a new table that should be only for the category of electronics. How can I do that? Using the same filter function, I can do that. How can I do that? Go to the tables ribbon and then click on the new table. Okay, let's call this as uh, electronics table. Let's say you have a requirement and you need to create a table like this. Now what we'll do, we will be creating the, so now we will be using the filter function. So I'll use the filter function directly, and the name of the table is sales, comma, again we need to provide the same expression. You know what the expression is now, category, sales category is equal to, and we'll provide electronics. Okay, now I'll just close the bracket and let's see. Okay, as expected, we got the table which is reflecting the values only for the electronics category. So this is how we can create the tables as well using the filter function. So we have seen how to use these functions, right? So until this point, we have seen how to use the filter function in DAX. But you may have a question as to why do we exactly need this function if we already have the built-in functionality of filtering within Power BI itself. And that's a good question. That's a valid question. So there are certain benefits of using the filter function, and let's have a look at that. The first benefit is that it is reusable. For reusability and consistency, we use the filter function. What that means is that if you create a filter function once, it can be used again and again for the other visuals or based on the requirement that you have, right? Second thing is that in case of the complex filtering logic wherein the built-in filtering functionality may not help, that time this function would be very helpful. And the last benefit is performance optimization. So as we know that DAX measures are calculated at query time, that means the data is filtered at the source before even bringing it to the Power BI. Okay, and that will definitely help for the performance optimization. Thank you so much for watching.